before, you kind of surround yourself with a great group of people, because people come to us all the time. Well, yes, someone ran into for something else, and it's just nice to refer a lot of people. Or if someone comes in, think of good builders that I can go with. It's something that we can just kind of refer back and forth.
Yeah.
It's so true. Like, you've got to trust these people. And for us, when we're referring clients, like, I want to get the call that, hey, you referred me this person, they did a terrible job, or I can't get a hold of them. Being a part of this organization is so cool, because we know exactly who to call, we know where they're at, and we can get a hold of them.
Yes, yeah, and I will say that HBA here, they do a fantastic job with referring people to all of their vendors and just everyone that's in their bank of people.
Yeah.
So where do you see Brookline in the next 3 to 5 years? Any plans in the near future?
I mean, we're always growing. When Kevin and I purchased 5 years ago, we had 17 employees, and now we're up to 35.
Oh, wow.
So we've grown both residential and our commercial departments, installation and service, by trucks. So yeah, we're all over the place.
You see them everywhere.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere.
It looks like there's 1,000 of you guys running.
Only 17, but yes.
So we talked about residential, but what about, well, you mentioned that.
Yes, so we do lots of commercial service. So your brand new warehouses and things that are going jobs, and most of the time so we get to put our garage doors in all sorts of places.
That's so cool.
Yes.
So somebody's needing to get a repair, or maybe they're working with a builder and they're looking at the right solution for their home. Where's the best place for them to reach you? Where do they go?
So they can give us a call at 417-883-3667, or they can go to our website, brooklinedoorworks.com.
Perfect. And I guess, we've talked about residential, commercial. What's the ideal client that you're looking for right now? Is it new builds, or it sounds like you kind of do a little bit of
We kind of do a mix of everything. I mean, service is great because that's the people that keep coming back. But if you can get someone with a new build, they're going to be a customer for life, because guess what? That door's going to need serviced. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, it's probably going to, get hit at some point with your kids, or a ball, or a window cracked, hail damage, exactly, all of the things. So it's great to be the first person to put that door in, because then you kind of have that service for life.
That's great. Do you work with like insurance companies, like in that case, if there's
So we don't work directly with insurance companies. You can we'll send you lots of estimates that you need to send to insurance, but as far as us doing the insurance claim for you, no, we don't do that.
Very good. So if they do have hail damage, though, they can get a hold of you, get estimates, and they'll work with their
and we can do like for estimate, and then if you want to do an upgrade, we can also do an upgraded estimate.
Very great. Well, I know you're busy today.
You
guys are running all around.
Oh yeah, we got to go to see all the houses.
Yeah, right. Do you have a favorite so far?
This is actually the first one that I've been to, so
Gotcha.
no.
Have you been out on the porch?
No, I have not, but I saw it. Yes.
Yeah, it's cool. It's super cool. Yes. So if you haven't been out on the porch, you need to go buy tickets to the 2025 HBA Parade of Homes. Yeah. Christine, thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me.
Brookline Doorworks, is a phenomenal part of our community. Great business here. If you're looking for anything for your garage door needs, please get a hold of them. So thankful for you to be on our show today.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to do a challenge. If you can point out all 8 garage doors, then Brookline's going to give you $1,000. I'm kidding.
She's going to be peeling the stickers off.
That's right. Yeah, all the stickers come off.
No, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Have a great rest of your day and weekend.
Too.
Thank you.
HBA of Greater Springfield presents the Parade of Homes October 17th through the 19th. Tour stunning new homes, see the latest designs, and meet the builders shaping our community's future. Whether you're dreaming, planning, or ready to buy, this is your chance to be inspired. Don't miss the Parade of Homes October 17th through 19th. Details and tickets at hbaspringfield.com.
Welcome back to the 2025 HBA Parade of Homes. We are so excited to have you here watching. If you haven't already, download the app, get your ticket spot, and get ready to come tour some awesome homes.
Absolutely.
We're super excited to have from USA Mortgage, Cole Keeling.
Hey guys, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, Cole, we've done some deals together. You are an incredible lender. Your company has some really great products as well. But before we get to that, can you share a little bit about who you are and what your business is?
Yeah, for sure. So I've been in the industry 7 years now, all luckily at USA Mortgage. I've had a great experience there. Before I got into mortgage lending, I was actually a teacher for a couple years. So I do think a lot of the tools that I gained in teaching kind of helped me in lending. A big part of my job is educating people throughout the transaction. So I do think that helps.
Yeah, that's great. I know on the Elevate Real Estate side, we see that a lot, and the lenders that are just kind of like they know it super well, and that's what they do. Yeah. I think a lot of times we get more questions coming back to us like, hey, what is this? What is that? And then when you get people,
or when you're talking like online lenders, your
right.
Rocket Mortgages, things like that. They get a pre-approval, but they really don't know what to do with that
right.
or what that means.
Yeah.
And so having somebody in their corner that's going to really be coaching and teaching them, hey, this is the process, these are what you need to be focused on, is really important in the home buying process.
Right. I mean, most of these people, it's going to be their biggest transaction of their entire lives, especially first-time buyers. That's probably my biggest passion, is helping those people, and just being able to go over the options, get them in a point financially that's going to help them 10 years down the road. That's really why I love what I do.
Yeah, we were just talking about the average first-time home buyer right now is 38 years old. Which is kind of it's
not what you would expect.
Yeah.
It's older
a
than you
crazy
think.
stat. I have seen that stat this year. I think before it was upper 20s. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's grown, and affordability's gotten a little more difficult,
Right.
and you have to have so much down. There's also thoughts that you have to put 20% down on a home loan. One thing I really like about working with you is that I've seen you get people into homes for almost nothing down.
Yeah.
So if the hurdle is, hey, I need this much cash to get into my property to start gaining wealth, because here's the thing, if it goes from 29 as the first time home buyer to 38, that's almost 10 years of wealth and appreciation somebody's missed out on, while their landlord gets to get that wealth, right? And so can you walk us through some of those programs that you have to help people get into homes, even if it's kind of tight?
Yeah, that's a great point that you made, because that is a huge misconception in our industry that, people do think that you need to save up 20%. That's just not the case. I mean, we do have a lot of programs. For instance, MHDC is a great down payment assistance program where these clients can get their entire down payment covered.
Wow.
And then, when you work in seller concessions and things like that, there's a potential for them to go to closing with no money at all out of pocket. So those are really, really cool stories to be able to go to the closing table. This person is literally coming to the closing table, signing documents, not bringing a check with them whatsoever. So, I mean, I always joke with them like, hey, you just bought a house for free, basically. You do have a payment here in a couple months, but
It's cheaper than a deposit on a rental, though.
for sure, yeah, that's a great point, yeah.
And one thing I really like about you is that if somebody has an opportunity to buy and it's not quite the right fit for them, maybe it's a little bit out of reach, you're going to be honest with them and show them, hey, maybe right now, even though we can get some of these programs together, maybe it's still not quite the right time. Let's build a game plan to get there so that you don't get into this house and feel overwhelmed as well. For
sure. And one of the first questions that I always ask my clients are, what is a comfortable monthly payment for you? What is that max budget that you have? And if they don't even know that, that's when we're like, okay, let's slow down. Let's develop that max budget first, because I don't want the worst thing that I want to happen is 5 months we close the house on, they call me, I can't make my mortgage payment.
And that's something I know on the real estate side. I think people get this like, oh, well, they're just trying to sell me a house and sell me a loan and da-da-da-da-da-da. That's not the truth. The truth is we want to see young people or young families, we want to see them have success and grow wealth in their community. And if they have a home, that it's a great tool to do that with. And if we don't have those hard conversations and get it kind of dialed first, you could have problems where stuff happens, and nobody wants to see that happen in our industry.
Right. For sure.
So with USA Mortgage, you guys have the ability to have some of those loan programs that are super helpful, but you also have a wide variety of loan programs. Could you kind of talk us through a few of those programs?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we have all the basic programs, your conventional FHA, USDA, VA, of course. And a lot of people think, for VA, for instance, a lot of people think that you need to go to, a veteran-specific mortgage company, and that's just not the case. VA, I love working with veterans. That's another one that, we've talked about 100% financing. It's crazy how many veterans don't realize the benefits that they have when it comes to purchasing a home. 100% financing, no mortgage insurance. I mean, VA loans are honestly, they're the best loans that you can have.
I feel like there's some people, or it seems like there's this whole thing of, if I get a VA loan, then there's certain houses I won't be able to get. They have really strict stipulations, and I feel like it's not really the case. Obviously, there's some homes that won't qualify, but for the majority of homes on the market, VA seems to be working well for that.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, because you're right. They have gotten a little bit of a bad reputation in terms of maybe steering away from accepting VA offers. And so that's one thing that I would love to educate realtors more, and it sounds like you're knowledgeable of that they are a good loan program, so you're not coaching your sellers to not take a VA loan. Because, like you said, a VA loan, in terms of the appraisal requirements and things like that, it's going to be pretty much right on brand with an FHA loan. So, but in terms of the loan side of things, I mean, we can do so many more things on a VA loan in terms of getting somebody qualified. So honestly, I would say they're one of the safest loans when it comes to financing.
Yeah, that's very cool. So do you do refis?
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's definitely picked up here lately with obviously mortgage rates coming down a little bit. We have seen an uptick in refis for sure. So, and when it does come to refinancing, that's another thing that I really try to preach to my clients is make sure, my past clients, reach out to me if you're going to refinance, because I've seen servicers time and time again take advantage of their clients, make it look like they're really, really lowering the rate. but it's going to cost them a lot. So if I can't refinance a person to lower the rate and make it make sense within that next 12 months, so basically that break-even point is 12 months, then I'm not going to do it. I'm going to say, hey, let's wait a little bit longer, let's let rates come down, because I'm not going to get a check for myself and it just to put my clients in a position where they think they're saving money, but it's going to cost them a lot. So
I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. So is there like a percentage drop that you like if your interest rate's here? If you bought a house in the last 3-4 years, it could have been
7%, 8%.
7-8% on those. Are we getting close right now, you think?
Yeah, for sure. So if you're in the 7s right now, it probably is worth a conversation at the very least. And again, kind of like I was mentioning, that 12-month mark. So I like to set up all my refis to where I'm able to cover a large part of their closing costs, maybe even all their closing costs. So that means that very first month, they're basically break even. They're not having to increase their payment or increase their loan amount or bring cash to close just to lower that rate. So I'm able to lender credit their title fees, appraisal, things like that, to where they're not actually having to spend any money to lower that rate. So it depends on the situation for sure. Like the loan amount, that obviously makes a big difference. If it's a large loan amount, the interest rate doesn't have to come down as much to make sense. But yeah, I think it's a case-by-case basis. But for sure, if there's anybody out there that is in a 7% rate or higher, it's at least worth a conversation.
I always like making bankers squirm a little bit, so we're going to poke some questions at them. Rates are dropping. It's been a big conversation on TV, things like that. Are you seeing people getting some rates in the 5s? And we know everybody's credit's different, things like that. But where are we? If somebody asks, what's the mortgage rates today?
Obviously,
lots of things can change.
There's a lot of variables into that. The loan term, the credit score obviously is a big one, the loan program. But yeah, I mean, there are instances where we actually are in the 5s. I just actually closed on a refi on somebody who went from a 30-year mortgage at a 7.625. Now they're in a 15-year mortgage at a 5.25, and their payment went up $150 a month.
That's amazing.
So they cut off 15 years from their loan and raised their payment by $150. So I did the math on it. Over 7 years, they were saving like $82,000
Isn't that wild? And if you don't know, and this goes back to the education part that you're talking about. If you don't know anything about this, you need to give Cole a call, because it's one of those things that, like, this isn't nickel and dime issues. This is mega money for your house and for your life and for your retirement and everything else. So if you don't understand a lot of the stuff and you're watching today, please reach out to Cole and talk to him about this. Get educated.
Yeah, there's so many lenders out there that you can get a hold of, but it's so good to have somebody in your corner. One thing that people don't really always understand is that your home lender or your loan officer is really there for your benefit. You're essentially their coach or financial coach to say, hey, these are the options. It's not a pass or fail kind of thing. You're going to find the right option that meets their needs. And so I think that's really good to hear. Just so if you're filling out an application, if you're curious, give them a call. Just have a conversation. This is what I want to be around. This is what my debts look like. And maybe there's a really good opportunity for you.
Yeah, and another thing people don't talk about enough when it comes to refinancing, with the amount of equity that has been gained through homes in the last few years, that I think the average homeowner has like 60% equity in their house right now. Wow. On the flip side of that, credit card debt is at an all-time high nationwide. So a lot of people aren't taking advantage of that, using that equity to offset some of that credit card debt. So we can do cash out refinances and things like that.
And the benefit is, if you're paying credit cards at 23% interest or something wild, and you can get it refied and do that,
it's for 6%.
It could be a big money saver for a family, and it could overall lower your whole monthly picture from that.
And it's against your home, a real asset. It's not against some mortgage or this credit company out there that doesn't have anything to hold as well. So I think that's great. So when it comes to the HBA, why have you joined the HBA?
Yeah, so I would say the main reason that I joined the HBA is really to be connected to other people in our industry, just like yourself, other realtors, other builders, even other lenders, home inspectors, things like that. So really just having that collaboration, being able to run ideas past each other, that's probably the main reason. I know you guys do a lot for our community, doing the right way in terms of building these these neighborhoods that are coming to life. So.
Yeah, it's very cool.
I feel like within our industry there isn't a ton of trust when it comes to lenders and realtors as well, and so when you're in an organization like this, you have people that have vouched for you. They've worked with you. They know that you're going to treat their clients well.
That's right.
And when a builder is referring a client to you, or a real estate agent is, they want to make sure that you have their best interest in mind. And I think being a part of an organization like the HBA, it backs you up. It says, hey, I've got people that have sponsored me to be a part of this, but I have people that know when they work with me, I'm going to do the right thing.
For sure.
That's a big deal.
For sure. And when it comes to collaborating with other lenders, for instance, I mean, there's some things that I can't do. So for instance, I don't do construction loans. So I have so many relationships that I've built through networking opportunities like the HBA that I'm able to, form those relationships so I can make sure my clients are taken care of. There's often times where I get somebody that comes to me that's pre-approved with, you talked about online lenders earlier. If I tell them all the time, if you don't use me, I completely understand, but please use somebody local, because I know your experience is going to be above and beyond of what you would get with an online lender, because they don't have those relationships.
Yeah, and there are so many online lenders that will put these fees in there, and you get under contract, you get to the closing table, and you see all these fees.
100%.
And if you have somebody in your corner that's going to be transparent with you, maybe it's worth them sending you, hey, this is what the structure I have. If you can beat it, or if you can help me to see what I'm paying for, it's probably going to end up being, hey, we can.
And I mean, the example of this is you get a postcard in the mail from a national company, online company, that's 3.99 interest rate.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's like,
you
bought down the interest rate to get there, so
And
you've
you
already
could have
paid
done
for
that
it.
if you
I
wanted
see
to.
it
but
every day in our industry. Yeah. So I mean, and it's confusing. There's no
100%.
You can't judge anybody for falling for it, because they don't know. They're not looking at the numbers every day like we are. So it is.
And that goes back to your education point,
Yep.
right? And I think that's something that if you're a part of the community, and when you're working with people that are part of the community, they're going to see you at the sports games, they're going to see you at church, they're going to see you all around town, and you want to make sure that you've got your head held high and you've done the right thing. And Cole, you're definitely one of those guys that do that.
Well,
And when you're in the contract, if you have a question, you're having to wait 3 days to get a response.
Yeah.
We know where your office is, so
That's
we can
right.
find you.
That's right. And that I tell realtors all the time, I don't work banker hours. I'm working the same hours you guys are. I know you guys are grinding out there after hours on weekends and stuff like that. So I that's probably the biggest way I built my business, is because of my communication, my willingness to answer questions at night or weekends. Because most people are busy during the workday. It's hard for them to make those phone calls or submit a mortgage application or ask those questions that need to be asked. So
Very good. Well, Cole, thank you so much for joining us here. We are having a blast at the Parade of Homes. There's 14 homes, and you got to come out and take a look at some of these. From 200,000
14 stops, 16
There
homes.
we go. There we go. There we
Yeah.
go.
this house is crazy.
This house is
This house is
unbelievable.
insane. Yeah.
4 levels. There's so much to look at. Did you see the deck off the master?
I did. That's where I was at when
my
you guys were looking for me, I think.
Wow. Yeah, you've got to come take a look. It's a great time.
Cole's ready to ride a loan for it. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to start a game where it's find Cole.
Find Cole buyer. Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us. We're going to have our next guest on here in just a few
All
minutes.
right. Hey, thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you, bud.
Yep.